Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum children. How are you all? Okay, as in our last class we discussed the first part of speech noun. Today let's start with the second one, pronoun. So in today's class we will discuss about pronouns and its type. Okay. So first of all, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word which is used in place of a noun. We very well know that. Generally a pronoun takes the place of a particular noun. The pronoun refers to its antecedent. A pronoun helps us avoid unnecessary repetition in our writing and speech. So, very clear that a pronoun takes the place of a noun. But why would a pronoun do that? Why would it take the place of something else? To avoid the unnecessary repetition in our writing and speech. For example, we have got a sentence over here. Arham is a good boy. He completes all his work on time. Now just one thing, that if the sentence must have been like that, Arham is a good boy, Arham completes all Arham's work on time, how awkward it would have looked. Isn't it? How awkward it would have looked. So that's why, to avoid the unnecessary repetition, we use pronouns. As here, Arham is a good boy. He completes all his work on time. Now these pronouns he and his have been used in place of noun Arham to avoid the unnecessary repetition of the noun Arham. Got it? Now, based on their use, there are 7 major types of pronouns. What are they? They are personal, demonstrative, reflexive, intensive, indefinite, relative, and the last one, interrogative. So the first one we have is personal pronoun. But the personal pronouns are those pronouns that replace the naming part of a noun in a sentence, that replace the naming part of a sentence. In the grammatical sense, a personal pronoun is a pronoun that is related mainly to a particular person. Personal pronouns are not limited to people and can also refer to animals and objects. Means they do not only take the place of the name of a person, but can also take the name of animals or objects. Now depending on their use, personal pronouns have been further classified on 3 bases. The first one, subject pronouns and the object pronouns. We very well know what is that in a sentence. Subjects is the doer of the action and the objects are the receiver of the action. So when these personal pronouns, they take the place of the subject nouns, they are I, you, we, he, she, it, they, means the doer of the actions. And when they are the receiver of the actions, they are me, you, us, him, her, it, them. The next base is according to number, singular or plural. When they are singular, they are I, you, he, she, it, him, her, etc. When they are plural, they are we, you, they, us, you, them. The third one is the point of view. First person, second person, or the third person. We very well know that when they are first person, they are I, we, or us. When they are second person, they are you. And when they are the third person, they are he, she, it, him, her, they, them, etc. Now the next one we have is demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronouns, what are they? Demonstrative pronouns are actually used to point something specific within a sentence. They are used to show or identify one or a number of nouns that may be far or near in distance or time. Okay children, they are basically 4 in number: this, that, these and those. For example, we have got a sentence over here, that is a beautiful house. Now this word that is a demonstrative pronoun. Why? Because it is pointing out that particular beautiful house, that particular house. Okay, so this word that is a demonstrative pronoun over here. The next one we have are reflexive pronouns. A reflexive pronoun refers to a noun or another pronoun that indicates that the same person or thing is involved. Means what? That the subject and the object are the same. The doer of the action and the receiver of the action are same. Reflexive pronouns are formed by adding self or selves to certain personal and possessive pronouns. For example, the woman found herself a book of folk tales. Now here, who is the doer of the action? Who found a book of folk tales? The woman. And for whom did she find? Who is the object? Herself. For whom did she find? She found it for herself. So she herself is the receiver of the action. She herself is the object. So here this word herself is a reflexive pronoun, because here the doer of the action and the receiver of the action, the subject and the object are the same. Here we have got a list of some of the reflexive pronouns. You may pause the video and have a look that for which subject which reflexive pronoun we use. For example, for I we use myself, you, yourself, rest. You may have a look. Okay. Now next we have our intensive pronouns. Pronouns that are used to only place emphasis on subject and are not essential to the meaning of the sentence. Means they do not change the meaning of a sentence. Are intensive pronouns. These pronouns look the same as reflexive pronouns, but they act differently in the sentence. Yes, they look very same as a reflexive pronoun, but act differently. They are called intensive because they are just used for the sake of emphasis. They just are used for the sake of emphasis. They just pay emphasis. Okay, they do not they are not at all essential in a sentence because they do not change the meaning of a sentence. For example, you yourself must go to the police station. We may have written the sentence like that also. You must go to the police station. This is also correct. So here addition of this word yourself is not changing the meaning of the sentence. It has been just used to pay emphasis on the word you. That's it. Okay, so adding this word yourself is not changing at all the meaning of the sentence, so it is not essential at all. Similarly, in the next one, not until the problem itself is clearly diagnosed can a solution be found. So here this word itself, if we remove this word itself from here, the meaning of the sentence won't change. So it means what? That this word is not at all essential. This word itself has only been used to pay emphasis on the word the problem. Here we may have a look for the difference between reflexive and intensive. The reflexive pronoun is necessary to understand the meaning of a sentence. If the same pronouns are used but not needed, means they are not essential, they are called intensive pronouns. For example, reflexive, when the same word is used in reflexive. Here, the boy made himself breakfast. Here this word himself, this pronoun himself is quite essential. Why? Because here it is changing the meaning of a sentence. Here this word himself is showing that for whom did the boy make the breakfast? He made it for himself. Means this word himself is showing that the boy is the doer of the action as well as the receiver of the action. But in the next case, the boy made breakfast himself. The addition of this word himself is not at all essential because it is not changing the meaning of the sentence. We may have written this sentence like that also. The boy made breakfast. It also means the same, that he made the breakfast, and the boy made breakfast himself is also the same, that he made the breakfast himself. Okay, the next is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite means undefined, where the person or the thing about whom we are talking are undefined. They are not specific. Okay, an indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that does not refer to a particular person, place or thing. Means we are not referring to anyone in particular. We just are talking in general. Does anyone know the story of Midas? So here we are not asking this question to someone specific or someone particular. We are just asking in general that does anyone know the story of Midas? That's it. Here we have got a list of some of the indefinite pronouns. You may pause the video and have a look over it, that how they are used in the singular and the plural sense. Okay. The next one we have are relative pronouns. Very clear with the name relative, to show the relation. Relative pronouns takes the place of nouns or pronouns. They may sometimes replace the pronouns also. They are called relative pronouns because they always relate back to something or someone else. They are used to join two sentences about the same person or thing. Means when two sentences are given about the same person or about the same thing, they are used to join these two sentences. They are used to combine the two sentences about the same person or thing. For example, we have got a word here, who. Now the example of this word who is, this is the man who broke the window. Now the two sentences must have written like this. This is the man, this man broke the window. So this word who has been used to show the relation between both of these sentences or to join both of these sentences. You may have look over rest of the table. The next one we have are interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns looks very same as the relative pronouns, but they act totally different. An interrogative pronoun is used to introduce a question. Very clear with the name, to interrogate, to introduce a question. For example, what is the correct answer to the question? Whose dog is running down the street? To whom did you give my books? So here the pronouns are the same as the relative pronouns, but they act differently. Their work is totally different. When they are used as relative pronouns, they are used to show the relation. They are used to join two sentences about the same person or thing. But when they are used as the interrogative pronouns, they are used to ask a question. Here we have got a list of interrogative pronouns. You can pause the video and have a look over it, that which interrogative pronoun, which pronoun is used to interrogate what. Okay, children. With this, we come to an end of today's class. I hope you understood well the pronouns and the types of pronoun. Now you're able to complete task 2. Do it. Let's meet in the next class, inshallah. Jazakallah. Take care. Stay safe. Allah Hafiz.